Okay, so here it is, your first project. Just use the tools that you've already learned how to use within from the first chapters. Let me get rid of that. So the first thing that you're going to do is open up Illustrator, and you're going to create a file with two artboards. So we're going to New, and we're going to have two artboards. Let's make sure we're using inches so that life is a whole lot easier. And we can have our spacing be, let's go an inch apart so that you have plenty of room. We want two columns. We're just going to go that way. But the size is going to not be letter. I've given you sizes. 2.375 inches wide by 7 inches tall. We don't really need to worry about a bleed, but you can put a bleed on if you want to. So that's up to you. It's a nice thing to have. So there are my two sides for my bookmark. Now we're going to just create a very simple bookmark, nothing that's going to be, really out there and crazy, but you can put in as much as you want to. Just one of the things that I have said is that you have to have some text. Okay, let's look at our artboard. Artboard 1 is, of course, the first side. Artboard 2 is going to be side 2. So you can rename your artboards if you'd like, just so that you keep everything straight. Now, I said that on side 2, you have to have some text. So I didn't know what I wanted to put in. I just went on the internet and I started looking for quotes. And I thought, well, this is a bookmark. Maybe I'll find something that says or says something about reading. So I did. I found something that I thought I liked, and so I'm just simply going to capture what that text was, and I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to go here and pick up my text tool. And now remember that we can put in text by drawing a box, so I think that's what I'm going to do. And I've made my text box, and I copied the text and I just pasted in. That's right, I copied it directly off the internet. So that's the text. Now it is a quote, so I do have to put in my quotation marks. And it is a quote. Oh yes. So I need to put in the author's name, don't I? So let me see if I can pick up the name of the person who said this. And I can. And on the next line, I'm going to put in his name. Okay, so now some of the things, just thinking about things when you've seen quotes, things like usually the name of the person is smaller and in a very easy to read font. So I'm going to make this small, and I'm going to align, because most of the time when you do an author, you very often align it to the left or you center it underneath. So if you're putting it aligned to the left, that's fine. Remember, we can pick different fonts and find something that you like, something that's nice and easy to read, and that made that a very small font. So I'm going to bump this up and make this larger. I'm also going to center my text because I think it would look better. And so maybe then I'm going to go back in and center the author's name, in which case I don't need to put in the that hyphen in front. But I think his name should go a little bit farther below, so I'm going to go into my characters panel and I'm going to increase my leading, just because I think it would look better if it was farther away from the text. So there I have this. That wasn't that hard, was it? And I might want to go in and change my font a little bit more, or maybe I want to make this a little bit bigger so it takes up more room. Maybe what I'd really like to do is go in and increase the leading because I can space all of this out a little bit farther. I've put in my text, I've formatted, I've made sure that my text doesn't run all the way to the sides um, of the bookmark, because you always want to hit, you don't want anything to be on the edge where it might get cut off. So I have my text put in. How nice was that? How easy was that to do? We didn't have to work real hard at that. We just copied some text and put it in. And then placement. You know, I'll work on that because I don't know yet exactly what I'm going to put in there. But I have my text, and that was the first requirement. Now, I can give you some files, and I will, but I also intend that you need to make something to put onto your desktop or onto um, onto your bookmark that's going to make it pretty and attractive. And so I thought, well, I kind of like flowers, and I just went to the internet and I found some pictures. And remember, it's really hard now because of all the computer work and everything. It's really hard to find artwork that's just simply drawn. You can find it, but it takes a lot of time, and I don't want you to spend that much time. I went in and I just went looking for images on Google, and I found something I liked. I looked for something very simple because I want to take it in and I'm going to turn it into line art. Everything you place in, you need to change to line art. And so I found these files, and I'm going to go place, and I actually put these in my downloads, and I have a file that I saved, or folder that I saved, that was um, let's see, I think I called it pictures for class. Let me find it. Let me pull. There it was, images for class. And I found some pictures of daisies, and I'm going to place that. Now remember, you get this icon and you can click. Wow, that came up really big. So I'm going to Control Z to undo, and I'm going to go File, and I'm going to place. And this time, I remember you can click and drag, and when you do that, you're going to be constrained, so it's going to hold this to the right side. Well, I don't think I'll go a little bit bigger with that. Now, it's actually got no background to it, which is really nice. But remember, we want to be able to resize, and even though this is a great big picture, I can recolor if I change this to artwork. So remember what you need to do. I can go to Image Trace, and I can do an image trace of this. And yes, I'm going to continue on that. It might take a few minutes for this to actually work. There we go. And there's the progress on it. So find yourself an image that you like. Try and keep it very simple. I will put a couple of clip art images in for you that are already outlines, but can be just as fine, and these look really good. I'm going to zoom in a little bit more so I can see these, and they look like they turned out pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to expand my image, and that's made it now so that these are all independent. Oh, I forgot something. Did that put in white? Yes, it did. So, do you remember what we were supposed to do? I'm going to undo. So let me back out of this because I need to bring up my image trace window. Oh, that's going to do that. Window, and I need image trace because not only do I need to do my colors, which I can do my 6 colors, but I need to say ignore white. and then it's going to retrace, and then I can expand it. I forgot about ignoring the white. Even though it didn't have white, when as soon as you do the drawing, it converts it. And now I should be able to expand. And now there it is, and I don't have, so let me close this. Now I can take this, and I'll show you something that you can do with this that I don't think we covered. Let's make sure that, oh, everything is, it's not grouped. Oh, good. So we can move these independently then, because I can use my group selection, and actually what I'm going to do next is I'm going to take and turn these into groups. So let me grab this and object, and I should be able to group that object. I can grab this one, and I can object group it, and I'll grab this flower, object group it, and so now I have segments within. Now I can use my group selection tool, 1, 2, and I can get the group, and I can place it, 1, 2, and I can take a group and I can place it, 1, 2, I can take that group and I can place that where I want. So I can make adjustments to this. And the reason I like doing this is because not only can I do that, but I can double click and I can copy, oops, hold down my Alt key, and I can copy this image, and then I can take my selection tool and I can resize so I can have a bigger flower, and I can send that to the back. And the other things that I can do, they're all part of the same group, but I can go into isolation mode, and then they won't be part of the same group. I can pick up this flower and I can move it. I can pick up the smaller flowers and I can move them, and I can place them wherever I want to. And the other thing, remember, I can go in and I can select all of one color, and I can go in and change this. And so I can pick colors that I would like to use. Maybe I want red. Oh, I got the line on that, so let me undo. I want the fill, and maybe I want a red fill. So I can change. Oh, I'm still working on, there we go. So I can change my colors, which is what I want you to be able to do. Maybe I'd like a yellow. Oh, that makes that look like the same yellow. So let me undo. So maybe I want to just change it to a different shade. I just want to do something different. There's a pink. Maybe I'd like to change that to a lovely blue. Or maybe that one should be a different color. I don't know. But I'm going to change everything so that it doesn't look exactly like it did. Maybe I'd like to put in a background, and I can do that. So I can draw in a background. Oops, made the wrong size. So, you know, you're not going to have to be perfect each time you do something. But I can make a background and put that in, and I'll continue this in the next one.